Yeah. Mrs. Palm, you see, this is what we have 2 days ago. We have it today. Please let me land, miss. For somebody like you, every time when people of this age come up, we are expecting wisdom, we are expecting good things so that the younger ones, us, I'm not even old, but I'm trying to make sure I'm saying this thing can work. You just have to know what you're supposed to do. But you shocked me 2 days ago. 2 days, you change my opinion. What I'm saying, what I think is gonna work, you change it. Because we had some conversation on this platform, and then we go to another platform where we used to be together, and then I ask you a question, and you just throw that question. Then I see where the problem is. I asked Miss Pam and said, "You're going to your husband's house. What is it as a lady? What are you supposed to know how to do? What are the things you're going there to do?" She said, "My mama didn't tell me how to cook." What? Your mama didn't tell you how to know how to cook. Now you're going to this man. You want a protector, a provider. Then you don't know how to do some things. And then I said, okay, if you don't know how to do it when you marry, now you have your own children. And then you know, I said, how do you later find out, how to know how to cook? She said she has to learn it. Oh, it was hard, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? Now, when she has her own children now, what her mama didn't tell her, didn't teach her, she decided not to teach her own children. She said, I didn't even teach my children to know how to cook too. You see the problem? So basic things matters. You're going to your husband's house, you don't know how to cook, you don't know how to do nothing, and you're just going. What are you going there to do? You don't even have ordinary conversation. You don't know how to. There is no critical thinking. You cannot talk and then something good will come out from that conversation. No, it's not how far, it's how well. You might be married for 100 years. I said it to you yesterday. I said that man is trying. Be okay, man. I give it to that your husband. I bet it you cannot live in an African man for 2 days if you don't know how to cook. That's one thing. That's one of the things you must know how to do. So if you are not cooking, you don't want to clean. Okay, what do you think you're going there to do? Nothing. Having conversation, combative. So what do you think that man is going to gain from you being the wife? So you see, so you're not equipped with what it takes to go there. You're just going there to exhaust this man, to take everything from this man. And again, you will still see the same man and call that man useless. You tear the ego down. So I don't really understand how you think a woman should take charge when you don't even know what it takes to be a woman. And then you want to take charge of a man. Make it make sense. So the whole thing is the elderly people don't even know. You cannot give what you don't have. They don't know what they are doing. So they pass that empty baton down to the younger ones. The only thing they teach, they taught these people to do is find yourself a protector and a provider. And that man don't have no right to ask you for anything. So make it make sense. Even if you don't know how to cook for your husband, when you have a children, are you not going to cook for them? You're gonna, and I see the reason why many of you like mac and cheese every day. Every day mac and cheese and green collagen in a thing. So how long do you think a man is going to come from work? The whole world has beaten that man. He has coming from work, then he gets home. You don't know how to cook. Then he has to sit down and start going to the kitchen and cook for himself. Now you have a toy boy that you can toy with. So, there is a problem. There is a big problem. So, and I keep saying, men, they have to be careful. You have to know. You have to know who you are choosing, because these ladies are not playing. They're looking for a survivor mode. They want somebody to save them from something their father could not give to them, something they cannot even afford by themselves. But guess what? They want another person's child to go beyond and above. and go get it and hand it over for them with no compensation. I learned.
Miss Pam, do you want to respond or you want me to respond?
Yeah, let me respond and then you can respond after. All three of us were on that panel. And let me just give you guys just a little highlight. I don't play house with a man. Okay, I was coming from college when I married my husband and I was a virgin. I didn't cook at home when I was young. Okay, I don't go to my boyfriend's house when we were dating and clean his house up. If it was dirty, it stayed dirty. It wasn't my responsibility to clean his apartment. You understand? But see, these African women, this is how they come at us. But they were taught.
Nah. We ain't doing that, man.
Well, okay.
We not doing that. That's not African women is you too. What are you talking about? You African.
Okay.
I
don't know. I don't know.
We ain't doing that with the African
Okay,
thing and all
hold on.
that.
Not saying Africans, it's stating women
I
from
don't
different
know any
cultures.
black. I don't know any
That's
BLK
why they come at
women.
us. You trying to
Okay,
create
hold
division.
on.
Don't do that. Don't do
Okay,
that.
I'll retract that. I'll retract it.
Fact, let her speak because you have
Yeah.
had African women and women from other cultures that have got
I'll
up here and
retract it.
attacked African American women. They have attacked black women. So let her go ahead and speak.
I'll retract it for the time being. I'm not going to his apartment and sweep and mop and wash his dishes. I'm not going to do it. This lady right here, she's followed me over here. I'm glad you found me. She told me as a 47-year marriage, 72-year-old, to put my husband's penis in my mouth.
Getting weird, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah, she is weird. She is weird. I wouldn't say that to anyone. And she's 40 years old. This is how the girls talk to the elders. Okay? I had to turn around and call her the B word.
I'm making sense right now. What's your point?
Oh, you don't understand it?
You're kind of being all over the place right now. You got to make a point.
You're not listening. I started off saying I'm not cleaning a boyfriend's house. I didn't learn how to cook. I was in college. My mother did all the cooking. When I got married, I burnt up everything I cooked. Rice, bacon, eggs, steak. I had to learn how to stay on top of that stove and turn that meat over. I did not know how to cook. So what about it?
Yeah, so get to your point. We know you wasn't a good wife, so what's your point?
Does that not make me a good wife because I don't already know how to cook?
Yes, because that's wife duties right there. Like the man going to pay the bills and go out there and fix the roof and all that. We got roles. We have roles.
He taught me how to cook.
But you also got to remember that it starts, like you said, where you come from and how you are raised.
That's right. And my mother didn't raise me to cook.
Ask her, did she pass it down to her children? What she did not know how to do? No. Do you?
I mean, I'm.
No, she did not know how to do it.
All right, let's lay it off. Let's lay it off of Miss Pam. That's enough. I've sat here and listened to y'all. Lay her off. She said what she said. She means what she said. She's our elder. We are moving on. That's it.
You guys don't find this as priceless? You want to speak, sister? Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just had a quick question, real quick. So she told you to put your husband's meat in your mouth?
Yes, and she says he's just gonna lay there. Can you believe it? And I called her the B word. Yes, she said oral sex. Oral sex.
What's wrong with that? Your husband deserved that. You should.
I would not tell another woman, and especially an elderly woman, that for nothing in the world.
You guys, hold on. Now the man on the stage has asked her, told a woman how to speak. Lady London, you spoke to how the younger gender and all of that. Listen to what's happening on this stage, and now the man has spoken. I want to know what the ladies think about that, Lady London. You advocate.
Okay, London, speak, London.
You advocate.
Okay, go ahead, brother.
You're advocating for the women, and you talk about how the man is this and the man is that, but we haven't displayed a certain type of behavior. What do you think about what's happening on the stage right now?
It's very sickening because, again, Miss Pam, that's why I say today's generation, young and old, they don't respect their elders. They look at their elders as they equal. And
we got 3 men here that's older, and we haven't said anything disrespectful to our elders.
Just listen, host. Just listen to this.
Okay. For one, in my opinion, Stack is one of the men on the panel that has been kind of disrespectful.
Hold on. I just want to say this. And your definition of disrespect is what?
He telling her, well, you come on, land your plane, get to what you saying, yada, yada, all
so
that.
You want him to, no, I'm just saying, what's the difference between him and the woman? Isn't that the difference? He's being assertive as a man should, or you want him to show her courtesy how women show women, like what just happened?
And you got to read those comments. It's ladies in the comments saying the same thing.
Yes, and I said it was a lot of people.
I haven't heard him call out our name one time. No, I haven't heard him say a P word or a D word, none of that. I didn't hear none of that. You don't have to call
a person out of their name to disrespect them. Second of all, I have seen men get up on this panel, and when a woman get ready to speak, they say, okay, I'll go ahead and let her speak, or I'll let her finish because I don't talk in front of no woman. So just because the man is not practicing the same type of courtesy to the woman, that means he disrespects the same type. The fact that you don't realize that he was slightly rude towards her gets me. Okay. You don't have to, but you asking me my opinion. Okay. And as a 40-year-old woman, a 71-year-old is your elder. You don't go and tell another 71-year-old woman to go down on her husband. She's old enough to be your mother.
Do you ask me the question?
Mother. She's old enough. And then to ask, well, what is wrong with that? She's an elder. Even if you feel like what she's saying don't make sense to you, what happened to the respect of elders? Get that? Why would you flat out say that to her if she didn't give you a reason to? They disrespect Miss Pam all of the time. If I was Miss Pam, I would just let them have it, baby. I would just let them have it, because that right there is something else. And what she stated, because Miss Ola, and I'm not trying to come at you, Miss Ola, because I've accepted the fact that we both come from different cultures. We're not a part of the same culture. We weren't raised the same. I understand that. So your way of treating a man and my way of treating a man will be different. But what Miss Pam told you basically is she's not going to perform wife duties for a boyfriend. And I'm not going to do the same either. If you're not my husband, I don't have no business constantly coming over your house, cooking and cleaning all the time. Especially if you are not providing for me. You are a boyfriend. You will remain a boyfriend. Now, when we get married, that's a different story. The same way, I don't expect you to pay up all my bills because you ain't my husband. That's what Miss Pam informed you. And I understand that you were raised differently. You come from a different culture, and that's okay. But she was not. And let me say this. Just because a woman don't know how to cook, baby, that don't mean she's a bad wife. Because I know plenty of married women that don't know how to cook, and I know some that don't know how to clean.
That's my opinion.
If you walk through their house, it look like a tornado hit it. But they got a big fine husband up in there. They got a good job that take care of them.
But if a man ain't making that money to bring in to pay no bills, what is he?
Can I say something back to her?
What is a man that can't pay bills?
Okay, so Lady London, okay, let me say this to you. First of all, from the culture I even come from, by now you should know I'm not a rude person. I will even on the panel, they were telling Miss Pam, you're calling her all this name, and she was just laughing. She said from nowhere, she just said it and said, because we don't speak like that, you should know. Saying the B word, we don't. I will not even call all this word you are saying. She just said it and said from nowhere and said, oh, I have never, done oral sex. She said, I'm like, your husband is there. You can go do
You're
it.
a liar. You're a liar. You said
Hold on.
lay in the bed on
Okay,
top of your
okay,
husband. You even
hold
told me
on.
how to do it.
Please,
Okay,
somebody
I give
stop
it
You're
to
this,
you.
please.
lying.
Okay, I'm not gonna go back
Oh
with
Because
you.
God.
you're lying.
I give it to
But
you.
I just
Then
think that that
I said,
conversation doesn't have anything
hold
to
on,
do with
sister,
this
hold on.
panel,
Let me
though.
land.
Then
Let
you
me just
gotta
land.
you guys gotta respect his panel because it could get him in trouble. And this
Yeah, I'm sorry.
conversation doesn't
Sorry,
have
yes.
anything to do with
Yeah, go
this.
away.
Okay,
Go away.
so I said, Miss, no problem. Then the husband was
Go
calling her.
away.
Hold
You
on,
hear me? Go home.
And
Go back to
then
Africa.
I said, Miss,
Just because
Oh
she's an elder,
wow.
she could be
Wow.
disrespectful, Lady London.
he
Wow.
said, I'm
That's
Wow.
65
why you're a
years
hypocrite,
old.
man.
Thank you.
He said, oh,
You have
Wow.
already
why do
disrespected
you
that
put
woman
this
from the
photo?
Wow.
jump.
Take that photo off
Respect that.
and put your real picture. And she said, are you not 65 years old? I'm not 65 years old. So I show her myself, and she was like, wow. I'm like, I'm not 65 years old. I'm just a younger girl. I just believe in doing the right thing. If you don't know how to do something and you know the importance of that thing, you are supposed to pass it down to your children. But now you said that thing, you don't know it, your husband has to teach you. Don't you think it is right for you to teach your children? She said, no, that's not my job. So, and that was the conversation. So, and I don't think, and then you said I disrespect. If you know me very well, I'm one person that will never disrespect nobody.
Oh my
May,
gosh.
may, may I jump in? May I say something? Because I was there for that conversation. In fact, I was kind of like the icebreaker because remember when I came up and I'm like, wait, you got African American against Africans today? What's going on? And the question was about a boyfriend. Ola, here's my issue with women these days, and it's really distasteful. My issue, it doesn't matter if you're African American or American, okay, or African, whatever. My issue is that some of the women will come up here to make themselves look good at the expense of other women, and I'm sick of it because you're being disingenuous, Aura, and I'm African, by the way, and I'm not offended by what Azia is saying about going back to Africa. Heck, I'm gonna go in 2 years, no problem. But here's the thing. My issue is this. My issue is you are leaving out a whole context when you came up here. You've been sitting in the chat asking to come up, only to attack Pam, and you left out the whole context of the conversation. So people who are not there that day are going to think Pam is unruly. But that's not true. You are talking about going to a boyfriend's house and seeing that the house is dirty. And the whole debate was, do you clean your boyfriend's house? That was the debate.
That
And
was not the
you said that you will clean it because you don't want to sit in a place that's dirty. That was the conversation. It wasn't bad. She wasn't being
do you follow us to
disrespectful
the
or
Let
other
her
anything
talk.
panel?
like
Oh
that.
God, let her talk.
So based on that, now you're coming in as though painting is as though she's a wife now who's not taking care of her husband. This is crazy to me. Why would you do that?
So the bone of contention of what
Good
I'm saying,
Lord.
you're still not getting it. What does cleaning we talk about the boyfriend, then we go to another page. Do you also follow us there? No. You see? So you only know one part. The part I'm not about the boyfriend cleaning thing. I'm about you not knowing how to do something and you know how important that thing is, then you don't think it's the right thing, and none of you pick that part. You see, you only want to pick what you want to pick and want to hear what you want to hear. I see that from you. So she don't know how to cook and she see how important that has to be for her. Don't you think she was supposed to teach her children? But no, that's not, you don't have time with that one. Oh, the man has to be a provider making 6 figure, but you don't have nothing to offer. So, because I don't see what you're telling me about the boyfriend. So, if you go to your fiancé house and you get there, you're just going to cross leg and the guy will go and cook and use his card and be ordering you things. Or you want him to take you to Gucci and buy everything. You guys are just like a thief that comes in the night. That's what you are doing.
Can I
Because
get
make it
in
make
next?
sense. If you are a lady, you want this man to make 6 figure and you guys are talking about it, or if it's not making 6 figure, I'm not going for him. What do you have to offer that man?
Hold on, Miss Ola. We want to let one of the brothers speak. Go ahead, Eric.
Okay, this has been real interesting. So what's this topic saying again? Why do we chase people who don't want us. Oh, okay. I had this situation. Well, somebody was chasing me, and I didn't want them. I don't know why I didn't want them, but it was just something weird about that dream. And then I woke up. So yeah, I land my plane.
So can I ask Miss Pam and Ola a question? Seems that you guys have a certain level of opposition towards each other. Why is it so hard for you guys to come to a common ground as elder ladies?
Let me tell you why. Let me be first, or she can go first. I don't even care. She's 40. She's 40 years old. She followed me over here.
Miss Pam?
I will.
Okay, thank you.
She's 40 years old. She followed me over here to bash me. She wants to discredit me. Girl, you can't hurt me. Whatever comes out
you was
of
bashing men. What the hell? You bash men.
And whatever comes out of my 72-year-old mouth, you either ignore it or deal with it.
So let
there
me
it
ask you
is.
something, Miss Pam. Can
Ain't
I
nobody
ask
respecting that. I don't care if you're 70 or 80. If you disrespectful, you
I
get
will
just what
be.
you give out.
Can I ask you a question, Miss Pam?
Sure.
As being the elder, maybe the oldest person in the room, there's no provision or advice you can give her to try to change her mind, her way of thinking. You don't think it's another way you can communicate to her?
Don't talk underneath the sheets with older women. Get your 40-year-old girls and talk with them about that.
Okay.
I don't want to know about sex.
This crazy information she giving out, man. It's just insane.
I want to ask Ola the same
question. She ain't teaching nobody else that, man.
Miss Ola, can I speak with you for a minute? How you doing today, Miss Ola?
Oh, I'm good.
Seeing though that you and Miss Pam have a certain level of opposition, do you think it's another way that you could communicate to just try to have some sort of balance in case you guys wind up in the same room together? So this doesn't constantly happen over and over. Not here, but wherever you guys may meet at.
Of course, she's somebody I like. I don't have a problem with her. I don't. I like her. I just don't want her to be passing a wrong information. When you tell a lady you don't need this, you don't have to have this, and you see guys requesting for that, and you want them to go for it. It's not, see, I have a girl and I have a boy. That's a big problem right there. Older people telling younger one, and they're gonna believe everything she's saying, but it's wrong. So I'm not disrespect. Why would I disrespect? Well, my mother is 82, but I have a brother that is 70 something as well, and I will never disrespect them. But when I don't have a problem. And if she felt some kind of way, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm just thinking it is wrong for me.
Hold on. You just said you're sorry. You said you're sorry?
Of course, if an elder do something, the younger one will say sorry. Even if they are right, from where I come from, you tell them they are sorry.
So why we can't just keep it there? And then maybe you guys can start anew. Do you guys believe in redemption? Both of the young ladies?
Of course.
Miss Pam, you believe in forgiveness and redemption?
I do.
The young ladies just apologize.
At this time, I do not accept it, but I will forgive her, but I will not forget.
I'm trying. Okay, let's.
He told me to have oral sex.
You just fixed it. You just. It's okay.
So okay. I will say
let's just move it. We're gonna move it. We're gonna move it on.
About the older, not even about that. I think, like I said, like Ola was saying, we're just from a couple different generations, right? Like I said, my parents are same age as a lot of people on the panel, but there are some things that we have to unlearn that were not even taught by our parents because they weren't taught by their parents. Generational things.
I really don't get.
I think that fit the scenario.
No, she was saying no.
She said her mother cooked for her, but at the end of the day, that's neither here nor there. apparently it was something about her that her husband stayed married to her for 40 years. So I don't know what she was doing.
He's a simp, bro. He's a simp. That's why he stayed with her.
I'm not gonna
Come
say
on,
that about
guys.
that man. I don't
Please.
know that man.
If we can we can extend the
Whatever,
conversation.
what works for some people don't work for everybody. That's all I can say. And for this to get that heated, it was unnecessary. It didn't have nothing to do with today's topic. It didn't even have nothing to do with today's panel. This was a beef that was carried over. And I think you ladies are you old enough and wise enough to figure out a common ground. And I'm for sure then one of you wanted to really disrespect each other on the panels. So we can erase this ever happened. But it's y'all
No, it's
gonna
going
have
on
to deal with
YouTube.
it.
It'll be on
Y'all
YouTube
gonna have to
tomorrow.
deal
Nah,
with
You
it.
gotta
Eric. Yo,
watch it.
she attacked black men.
Followed
She got
me
a
over
free
here.
pass for attacking black men, and nobody said nothing. Lady London didn't say nothing about her attacking black men, but she's an elder, respect her. But she attacked black men.
I don't know. I mean, can I say something? I'm not
Oh
talking
my
to her.
God.
I mean, for the brother that said what I said, I mean, has nothing to do with the panel. It has a lot to do with it. I'm telling you. Why do you think that many people will say, no, I don't want her. She's beautiful. So what is missing? If that lady is pretty, so what is missing? What else is missing? Host.
Watch her get me. Get me, girl.
Hold on,
I'm not
hold on,
talking to
hold on.
you.
Hold on, I gotta say something real quick because I feel really offended that Lady
I
London,
passed
right?
that. I'm saying
Lady
something
London
else. I'm
got on
just
here
asking the
and
host
said
a
I was being
question.
disrespectful. Couldn't say how I was being disrespectful. I felt like somebody charging me with a rape charge or something, like a Me Too
No,
movement, and
you
that was
can't say
foul,
that,
yo.
Stack. They're gonna take us down, Stack. You gotta
Okay,
try to
brother.
say
You
this
know,
I
let me
I
just
And
say
explained
this.
she
how
got up
it
here and
works.
attacked
To
me. She
them,
didn't say
I'm
nothing.
talking on the
She didn't
Okay,
say a
panel.
honey,
word
y'all.
to her
Oh,
about attacking black men. She didn't say nothing. But when she
okay,
Okay,
honey,
attacked,
brother.
she
y'all.
gonna
Let
tell
me
me,
just show you how
come
most
on,
of you
man, I'm
are
not going
fraud.
for it.
Let me just show
Finish
you how most of
talking.
you are fraud. We're sitting here trying to say that we need to speak up for men. We're gonna treat men better. We're gonna do all this stuff. The moment a woman who's married for 40 plus years is now liked on the panel, now you're attacking her husband. What the hell is wrong with y'all?
Who is
You don't
attacking
know
my
this
husband?
man. You don't know how he lives like, right? Stop
Overcome.
singing, Eric. This is not the time. We don't know how he lives like. Now you're
Who are
attacking
you?
him,
Why are
but
you
here we
bossing
are.
everybody
We're
around?
pro
Who are you?
man.
Stop trying
Now
to boss
we're
people
pro men.
around.
You
You
guys
can't
are
tell Eric to be
hypocrites.
quiet.
You're
Okay.
absolutely
Nobody want
hypocrites.
to
You're
hear that,
attacking her
man. You ain't no
husband for
bossing
what?
nobody over here. You ain't running nothing.
Absolutely hypocrites. And I will say it with my big
Listen, let's
chest.
calm this
Okay?
down. Let's
Now
bring
you're
it down a
attacking
notch.
this husband of hers. Why? He's a simp? How do you know? Do you know him? You
No,
are
You know
I
up
didn't.
here. You
hypocrites.
don't know he sounds like a simp if he was married to her and she ain't cooking or giving him no what he want for four. Get out of here.
I am cooking now. I learned to cook.
Y'all didn't
I
catch that.
learned to cook.
She said her
Said
husband
at
taught her how
first
to
she
cook.
burned that
Oh my
everything.
gosh.
Right.
What do you think? My kids were hungry and my husband? Come on now. Let's put this in perspective.
So where's everybody from on the panel? I'm
I'm
from
from Los Angeles,
I'm
California.
from Los Angeles, but I live in Georgia. What about you, Stack?
Oh, okay.
What about you?
Queen.
Huh?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Okay, my husband's from New York. Let's see who else. Eric, where you from?
Um, from that shy town.
Is
Okay, y'all got the
Brooklyn in
best
the
food.
house?
Y'all got some good food out there. Love the pizza. What about you, Tanisha? Where you from?
Come on, Allie.
I'm in New Jersey.
Get the balance going.
Jersey?
Yeah, I'm from Jersey.
Okay.
New
I
Jersey.
didn't hear the accent, but I'm gonna have to visit out there. I hear some good shopping out there.
I live in like Central, so
Okay.
not
Okay.
Edgy North.
And where you
Here
from,
in New
host?
York, yeah.
Where you from, host?
Jerusalem, baby. Born and raised. Chicago.
Really? I was about to say they
I
got
me
Jerusalem
too.
in.
I was like, what?
Okay. Okay. Does anybody on the panel live somewhere where you weren't born and raised? You moved out of state to move there?
No, not me.
Yeah, I have. I went to
Where?
Ohio.
You in Ohio? You moved from
No,
Ohio?
I'm in Chicago right now. This is where I'm from. My son' birthday was this weekend, so I came up here.
To Ohio?
No, to Chicago. I
Where
stay
you
in.
from, Miss Bliss?
But you stay in Ohio.
Yeah.
My parents were raised in Ohio. You heard of this little town called Lima? Little tiny town?
Yes, I stay. I stay in a small town called Tiffin. It's not too far from Lima.
Okay. Oh,
How far y'all away from Toledo?
I'm actually
Ohio.
35 minutes from Toledo.
What about Detroit?
I'm an hour and a half from Detroit.
Michigan. You better wish you got as much sense as me at 71.
Do you go down there, E? You go to Detroit sometime?
Yes, I'm everywhere. I just was in North Carolina, came back from North Carolina, went to Columbus, then went home for a weekend, then went to Detroit, came back from Detroit and went to Cincinnati and then came to Chicago.
And where are you from, London?
I was just about to ask that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
I'm from the South. That's all I could tell them.
Okay, then.
Yes,
Where
ma'am.
are you from, Thriving?
Okay.
African, baby. I'm African, but I live here in the States.
Okay.
And Ola, you it sounds like you're from Africa too. So, but where are you in the States? Are you on here internationally?
I live in Africa.
Norfolk, Virginia. Okay. I like Virginia.
No, I live in Africa.
You live in Africa.
Yeah.
What part?
What part do you know in Africa?
I've only been to South Africa. I've been to Johannesburg. I've been to Soweto. I've been to Tanzania. Those are the only places I've been in Africa.
Yeah, I'm
Huh?
I stay in Ghana, I stay in Nigeria, so wherever.
Okay. All right. So we reset, we recharge, right? We reset.
Yes,
There you
thank you
go.
for that, Allie.
Now we can all get along. And now I understand Miss Pam's personality because I'm from Los Angeles. I get you now. You a handful.
And put the 71. I am enjoying this older life. Let me tell you, I'm retired and I got a garden going and I do exactly what I want to do.
Okay. So what part of LA do you live in? Because I was born and raised there.
Near Hawthorne, you know.
Oh, I know. Where I was raised off 127th, and like between Butler.
Yes.
So I lived one block from El Segundo, which takes me closer to Gardena, and I used
Yeah.
to do everything in Hawthorne and in Torrance. So
Yeah, Gardena. I have family right there. They're just right next door. Greenleaf, ain't it?
I'm not sure.
That's at Main Street in Gardena.
Oh yeah. That's like past 135th and those
And
streets.
then I've got family in Long Beach.
All right, Strong Beach in the house.
Yes.
Okay, so now we all should be good now. We all should be good. We can all have differences, and we should be.
And I always say this to everybody. It's just opinions. Everything we say on these panels are just opinions. And we know everybody come from different backgrounds, different even countries. You know what I'm saying? And we have to respect each other's opinion. And when you start not respecting that or a way someone lives, that's when you're gonna get a lot of the misunderstandings, disrespect sometimes, and just a rowdy panel. And we see this all the time, and we always praise the host for welcoming us to a safe panel to come on and speak about your views.
Yes.
And then like
Never been like this on
it's
any
never
of his
been like
panels.
this. And I only was trying to
Never
get in
walked
there
in.
to break up tension because I you can cut it with a spoon. You know what I'm saying? Like it was that thick. So
Lord have mercy.
I'm glad it calmed down a little bit and everybody can, what I'm saying, get back on topic if possible. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Yeah, because we can get up here and get on each other's nerves. I'm gonna tell you the truth. And it don't mean I don't care about you, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you how I feel. And we should be able to do that because at the end of the day, I think that we all have something in common. I don't know what it could be, but it's something that we have in common that's about community and us being better versions of ourselves.
Because I'll tell you the truth, I don't like none of y'all. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I come on here and
I need to take a Tylenol.
See, you said that the other day. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I will handle whatever somebody has to say to me peer to peer. I don't care how they say it. I don't care their tone. I don't care. I'll sit here and take it like a champ. But my blood boil when I see protected class or elderly, people with special needs, children. If anybody comes for those people, I don't care what they're doing. I'm going to stand in the gap. That is how I was raised. And I'm African. That is how I was raised. When an elder is speaking, you be quiet. When they're in the room and you're not invited, you don't go in the room. When you're sitting down and you say an elder needs a seat, you get up and give him the seat. That's how I was raised. There's nothing that I have to say that is that more important that will result in disrespect to an elder.
Move
And I've
on, because
seen, and the
people from
reason,
up north don't
stop,
care
hang on
about
just a
that. New
second.
York, we don't care about that. You,
Stop, just 1 second, please.
oh, you still
Just
going
one
back to
second. Let me
you trying to
finish.
move us off
Please.
this.
Let me just say
Trying to
this.
move us off this. You
We need to
going
move
back.
forward. We don't need to keep
Let me
going
just let me just say this, right?
ahead.
Let me just say this, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anybody. The reason I reacted the way I reacted today is because in the last, I don't know, 12 lives I've been on with Mr. Play, I really have seen him disrespected. I know some of you haven't seen this, but Lady and I have seen this.
May I
And that's why we're
respectfully
coming in the
interrupt?
gap for her.
Host? May I respectfully interrupt her?
Well,
I'm done. Go ahead.
let's let her land, and then you could
But do
just
you know how many?
Because I don't want us to go down the rabbit hole. We've
Yeah,
reached that.
he was just trying to fix it, thriving.
Yeah.
So if
Ali fixed it, man. But thriving,
I
get
think
back
she
in.
wanna. I guess she's probably trying to just let us know
She's
where
hurt. She's
it's
hurt.
okay.
Don't you
We
be
okay.
hurt. Don't
It's
be hurt
okay.
by nothing that's been said. Don't do it. Don't be hurt. Allie, I got people still opening up the doors for me when I go to the supermarket.
Oh,
I'm
God.
enjoying it. And them people in LA don't care about you. I say, yeah, baby, open the door for me.
One thing, okay, can
People
I
in
say
LA are
something?
so nice.
One thing,
Yeah, they are. They are. I think the older I got, the more I start really appreciating the
lady,
young.
one thing you should know is this. I keep saying, my father is 112, my mother is 82. So I live with elder people. I have a brother that is 70 something. So you see? So for somebody like me, I will never disrespect. But the thing is this, right is right, wrong is wrong. And for her, we've always been together a long time. But if not about what happened 2 days ago, I've never even said nothing to her before. And she would never said I insulted her. Even when she was saying, oh, the B word, the F word, whatever, I'm just smiling. With everything she have been saying today, do you see me say anything? Even the day we were talking, did I insult her? So,
He still wants to talk about that same old stuff, and I will
I
never,
really
I will
don't like
never
that
forget.
victim.
And see, that's all she can talk about.
Victim
But
stuff.
I will never forget what you said to me about SX. Never. And I told my kids, and they told me to get off that TikTok. That's what they told me. How dare you tell me to lay down on?
But me,
Good advice. That was
I
good
don't
advice. That
understand.
was great advice.
Where you guys? I was trying to let you know that I try to just allow people the energy to just coexist and maybe have some slight pushback, a little argument. But where do we go from here? I don't. I mean, we can.
She
I
can't
see
let it
people
go, and I'm the one that got hurt.
At this point, though, Play, I think just end and start over. Because
okay, because I'm
it's too much. It's too much on the panel. It's too much, stress on the panel right now.
okay. I'll be back tomorrow at 5.
That's a shame. You shut his thing down.
That's
Miss
that one.
Pam.
The things
Come
down.
on,
Yes.
Miss Pam.
Where
No.
we going from here?
Yeah,
Okay.
accept
I
my
don't understand.
accept
Where,
my
What do
where
you
we
page.
mean?
going, London? London, where are we gonna go?
We going on my page, Miss Pam. Accept my request. I just followed you.
Send it. Okay, get
I
and
don't
Diamond, you
understand.
coming?
You
Diamond, are
see?
you
I
coming?
just
I'm
followed
coming.
you.
I'm coming.
Okay, everybody's coming.
I'll be there, but
Everybody's
I'm
London,
coming.
coming.
approve,
Lady London,
Don't
I'm
you
coming.
show
London,
up, Ola. Don't you come.
Yo,
You
let
don't
me
come
London,
here.
approve my
Coming,
I
Lady
request,
just
London.
come
I'm
please.
to where
coming.
people,
See
London
ya.
and you. What do you want
I'm
to
coming,
say?
Bye.
Lady London.
I
Bye,
see
Allie.
the
You're so
intellectual
pretty,
people.
Bye.
Lady
Allie.
London, can
People
I?
like
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Me, my dear.
Allie is so pretty.
Please.
Go
You
home.
have your husband. You're supposed to go and
Go
sleep.
home. Love
Where
you.
do you go
Tell
from
your
here?
mother that's
No,
82 to
I ain't
have
got. I don't
clothes.
have
London
that
is out of
address.
there. So that's
That's a
funny.
shame.
It's not making no sense. What do you mean?
Look, she wants to still talk about SX. She's
No,
hard up.
driving in
How can,
Pangy.
yeah, how can London host if she private?
Oh
Who
my
is?
God.
I'm saying how can London host if she private?
This shit is
She's
funny.
not. She just told you right now, Shark. Is that what it says? I can't even read it. I don't
Ma'am,
know
you
what
gonna,
it's
Lady
saying.
London gonna be upset. You don't come over there.
I am.
No,
I'm going.
she dropped
So
too
you gonna
far.
leave? You gonna leave me, pal, for Lady London?
Aren't you
That's how you
coming?
gonna. You mean you gonna leave me? You gonna
Yeah.
leave the black man? You wrong, pal. You wrong, pal.
You're the only man that I've seen on here that's got some charisma.
You
The
gonna leave?
man here. You know what I'm
What you
saying? Let her
want?
leave,
Miss
bro.
Pam, she wants to be young. You want to be
Eric.
a younger
Eric is a
person
good
society.
man too. I can tell Eric is a very good man.
Thank you.
How do I get off? Do I have to
Don't
push
get.
the X?
How do you get on? How do you get
You don't
on?
know how to get off.
You can't get on. You get locked.
I
You
want
can't
to
even
see
move.
Melanie in the house,
Hey,
y'all. I
Melanie,
love
how you
Melanie,
doing?
boy.
Did you
There
really
she
Drop,
like
go.
the live?
drop me down, host. Drop me
Huh?
down.
You
Drop
call me.
her down.
Why you call me out my name like that? No, I'm just. Miss Pam, you here?
What?
And it's
What?
back,
You
Melanie.
here?
Drop
That's
her
what I'm
down.
going to do. Yes.
How you doing, Porcelain Bobby, Melanie?
No,
How you
I
guys
don't want
doing?
to do it over here anymore. Drop me
You
down.
gotta do it. You gotta stay. You talking about
No,
you
I
don't want to
can't.
do it? Stay over here
I
with
don't
me.
want to. Drop me
Why?
down. Drop me down.
Now, don't hold her hostage now.
God.
I ain't want to stress out. Can the ladies that came in please speak? I'm sorry. This the bad. Wow.
Oh, my God.
Ah,
You too much. You a hot
But that
mess.
was
wow.
You too much.
the only way you was gonna stop that if somebody
Ah,
dropped out or you ended the live, man, because it wasn't
ah,
gonna never stop.
ah,
Yes. Man, appreciate y'all, man.
ah.
Black women, man. That was just too much. Just cause. Oh, now let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, leave that alone. We don't want them to come
Can the
back.
ladies that just came in speak?
Yeah. Let's speak to Melanie. What's up, Mel?
Hey, Mel. I like Mel. He said Mel. He gave a nickname. Hey, that, what nigga? I gotta watch that.
Yo, Mel, yo, I love Mel, bro. Mel is cute and all that, and she got a good mindset, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, Miss Dow, you can't. You back or you just you laid back in the crib?
Porcelain came back. Porcelain jetted for 2 hours and came back. I
What's
appreciate
the
you.
She
she
ain't
ain't
say
never
Listen,
nothing.
left.
Stats. I do political stuff, man. I'm gone.
Yeah, okay.
She been in them comments tearing it up.
Yeah, she was tearing it up in the comments, bro.
Yeah, I be gone.
I appreciate you, Porcelain.
You
Come
all
on,
good?
tell us, huh?
I was thinking somebody that gives me. I showed you a lot of love tonight. I gave y'all a
You
lot of
did, you
gifts.
really did. Thank you so much.
Yo,
You
she
really
gave me
did.
mad love.
Do what I can.
Is it any okay? So I really don't do politics, but is it anything we could talk about with politics? that can pertain to.
Yeah, if I talk, they already got my other account with a strike.
Well, I didn't mean. That's what I mean without having to go there because you said you did politics.
Not right now with what's going on. I mean, I can drop
Okay.
down and come on my other page and
Okay. Let me
say what
ask
I
you
gotta
something. Can
say.
I ask you? Can I ask you something though? Is that okay? No, baby,
What?
maybe
Ask me what?
I probably shouldn't.
What?
I wanted to ask you about Elon and you know.
Oh yeah.
Now.
Please don't stress my sister, please.
Just
No,
drop
no,
and
I
come on
did.
your other page.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
just
okay.
just
I
Yeah,
had
I'm gonna come
seen
on.
it.
let
I
her
had
let
seen.
her
I know
do that.
everybody probably seen what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
no, I'm gonna come on my other page because I'm already on my last strike on this
It's
one. It's
cool. It's
coming
cool.
down,
We'll talk.
so
We'll talk. We'll talk about it. I stay getting strikes, but not to be honest. I only got one from the live, but on my reels, I stay getting strikes, and then they'll pull me out of the program, put me back in.
no, I mean TikTok has a bias towards this administration, so they're taking all of our accounts down, every
Yeah,
last one of us. So
they got
they're not playing on the red side of the
They
table.
gave
So
me a
they're
strike because somebody said
So
something
please,
and
I
they
mean,
didn't
can you
say.
bring
I got the video screen recorded of. They didn't say what they said that they said. Then they said I said something. I didn't say it. I didn't even sound remotely close, but the spelling was. So it's tricky. But we've been
yeah.
doing good on the live. That's why I've been able. They gave me one restriction, and that was on me. So other than that, I've been cool. But the other whatchamacallit, they take them down all the time. Yeah, they take them. They'll take them away from me all the time.
Do you have another question for me that's not that? Because my it's mm.
Yeah, I got a question for the panel. Does healing make you less compatible with your old type?
Does
Say that.
healing
What? Say
does
that
healing
again.
make you less
Does
compatible than
healing
your old type?
does, does healing make you less compatible with your old type?
Yes,
Yes.
it does
Yep.
because once you heal from a certain situation, it's time
You're done.
You
you're
won't
done
accept it
and
anymore. Yep.
you can't okay, I'll let them talk. Y'all want to talk? Y'all want to answer? Or y'all want me
Are you
to?
sure? Are you sure? You said yes. Are you sure?
No, I said it makes you I lost my train of thought. Can you ask me the question one more
I
time?
was asking, does healing make you less compatible with your old type?
Yes, it makes you less compatible only because the things that you was tolerating in that situation, you're not willing to tolerate it no more. You grow. So once you start the growth process, it's hard for you to deviate back to whatever toxicities that you used to put up with. Your patience run thin. My great grandfather used to tell me, he said, when you get old, you get more impatient because you already have seen a lot of things. And he said you just intolerable to a lot of things. You expect people to treat you right. If they don't, you just cut them off. You don't have time to give chance after chance or grace anymore. And I never could understand why he said those things. But as I progressed in my age, I realized that, a lot of these young kids out here that have a different ideology on life, I'm like, man, if, back in the day, I would have been, broken down to my knees if I talked to someone that way or treated someone uncouth, you know. And far as keeping it in regards to a relationship, you know, you learn what not to tolerate from, what if you left that relationship, you learn what you're not going to tolerate anymore. And in a marriage, I'm different than I was 10 years ago. So you grow and you get better and you refine yourself. You get better with, life circumstances make you change. Certain situations help you grow, and certain bad experiences help you learn different coping mechanisms. I land my plane.
Anybody else?
I think that she right with that.
What if you was the broken one though?
It doesn't matter. Uh,
If you was the broken one,
yeah, it doesn't matter. Once you exit stage left, when you come back, you're never gonna forget the ticket you
You
bought
were the
to the past.
broken one. What if you
Listen to
understand
what
what I
I'm
said?
saying. Yes,
If
if
you
you
were
was
the
the
broken
broken
one,
one,
you needed to heal, right?
time
Right. What if you
changes
was the
both
broken one?
parties. Time changes both parties. even though
The thing is this: what if you were like, say, if you came in a relationship, right, and you couldn't embrace the guy because he was too good and you was used to toxic, right? So when you didn't embrace him, he decided to leave. Then you went and got healed, right? Then you try to backtrack and say, "I'm healed now." That's what I'm talking about.
You can't say that you healed. No one
They,
can physically say I am healed out of my mouth. Your actions have to show, and your actions will be evidence towards your healing. I can't say, "Oh, I'm a good woman. Oh, I'm not a cheater
I know
anymore."
what you're saying,
If
Paul.
my
I
if
mean the same
if
thing,
my
though.
yeah, no, I'm just saying because like if I'm the broken one and I did self care and try to help myself out of the broken situation, I can't go to you and say, Stacks, I'm healed, I'm fixed. You're gonna have, just like you test drive a car after you take it to a mechanic, right? The
Yeah,
universe is
you have
mental.
to show me it. So I agree with you.
You
Yeah,
have to show me. Yeah, you have
right.
to show me.
can we assume that everybody in this room has even been broken?
Oh, I've been broke down. I told you what happened to me.
Well,
Absolutely. Yeah, I
it's
have.
1, 2, it's 8 or 9 of us in here.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know if I could
absolutely.
say I was broken,
So
but
so it's not that simple, right?
I know, I
When
know.
when you say healing, that means you're healing from right, something that has been broken, but something that's broken in me is going to affect me differently than how it would affect you. So let's say I suffer rejection because one of my parents wasn't there. Then I meet people in whom I am trying to have replaced that rejection in me. So my attraction or my type would just maybe be having the opposite of what I grew up with, aka that person who's always there. It doesn't necessarily mean that type is bad type. It just I'm trying to supplement something. So if I heal, right, then I could come back to that person who was supplementing that to me and treat them maybe a little bit better. Doesn't mean the type is wrong. It just means how I react and respond to them is either healthy or not healthy. So it's really hard to say that because I'm healed now, my type is different. Maybe there was what Astak was saying.
That's
Maybe there was
why
nothing wrong with your type. It just means how you interacted with that type was a little unhealthy. Now that you healed, you can go back and handle that type better.
I like that because
Okay.
when me and
Now,
Stack was talking earlier, he was talking about that part. That's why I asked that question. Go ahead, brother Stack. That was you, or
No, that was me.
that was
go ahead, brother.
Now, to answer that question, what he asked about the person that was, that was damaged or whatever that came in the relationship. Now, the person that was in the relationship with the damaged person, what if they was the type that loved to fix people? Have
It's a
you
lot
have
of
you
that too. That's a
have
lot
you
of
looked at it from that angle? Because you come back healed now. Now that person don't have nothing to do when it comes to you. It's nothing for them to fix. So y'all end up going through this cycle where y'all not fitting. If you can
Host,
understand what I'm saying.
oh
host,
yeah.
could you save my spot? I'll be back. Can you save my spot? I gotta go take care of Pam. She's wondering what happened to Ladies Live. I gotta go take care of Pam real quick. I'll be back though.
May I say
okay.
something?
Oh,
May I-
Who? Yes.
I'm just going to say this real quick, because I know we talk a lot about healing, and your question was a great question. I heard somebody say something the other day that was powerful to me because they were talking about healing and making better choices and things like that. And he pointed out, he said, one thing about addicts, because sometimes we can be addicted to bad relationships or addicted to certain behaviors, and then we say that we're healed and we're healing. That is just the same as people that are addicts. You never hear an addict said they are recovered. They say they are a recovering addict. So even with the healing part, we have to. Healing is continual,
Yeah.
and with it being continual, we can always turn our backs and go back to the other side. At any moment, something can trigger us. We might get bored, and we miss that toxicity. We're all capable of that. So I just want us to be mindful of the fact that it's continual. And Eric said something about time and people being different in time, I want to sound, and I hate to sound cliche, I'm just telling you how I see things. People say time heals all. It's not the time that heals, it's what you're doing during the time to be healed. Because you can sit on the couch for 10 years and never get over something. That's 10 years of time, but it doesn't mean there's 10 years of difference.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that because I'm gonna be vulnerable right now with you guys, so don't throw it back in my face and get on another panel and stuff. So one time, well,
If I catch somebody, boy, let me catch him doing that to you, Stack. I got him
so
have
like
something funny.
like
Go
you
ahead.
saying, I agree with she's saying that I don't think you really can be completely healed. I think you could develop coping mechanisms to deal with certain things, right? And I think so sharing it personally, I had mommy issues because my mother wasn't a nurturing mother and I was her only son, right? So I kept comparing relationships with sons and mothers that I've seen throughout my life, and I would be like kind of jealous and envious of, damn, why she love her son like that? And my moms don't show me that type of nurturing, like, a component of nurturing in her. Like, so every time I got into a relationship with a woman, I would gauge how nurturing was she. And if she wasn't nurturing to my liking, then I would be like all kind of stuff be going on in my head. And I'd be like, and it makes me, and then the woman that wasn't nurturing, they would like attack me, like calling me like, you a man boy and all this kind of stuff. And I used to be like, yo, but I just want to hug. You know what I'm saying? Why you can't hug me and say,
How old
you're
was
going
you,
to be all
Stack?
right? Huh?
How old was you when that was happening?
Yo, this is still going on in my adult life, bro. Like it's not a lot of nurturing women out. Well, I ain't gonna say that, but I don't be like, so if the woman is not nurturing, let me just say it like this. If she's not nurturing to my liking, then it probably won't work. That's why I got to get the love languages. Like, that's why it's important that I asked about love languages when I meet a woman, and I ask her, yo, how nurturing are you? And she'll tell me. Now, here's the thing. I'm the type of man, like, and I spoke to this about a couple of my homies, and some of my homies, they're the type of men that don't want to lay in the bed with a woman every night. They feel that's too much. I'm the type of man that want my woman in the bed with me every night. And some people say that's a simp, but I don't feel that way. I just feel like I
That's not.
just like to lay with a warm body in the bed. I don't like to be in the.
There's
I
nothing
just
wrong with
don't
that.
like. I like my woman to be up under me, and that's just what it is. And I started feeling guilty. Well, women started making me feel guilty about that, calling me a man boy. I'm like, yo, but I work hard. I make good money. Why I can't have
No,
a nurturing woman?
They probably was jealous of you, Stack.
Yeah, I want to say something to you, Stats.
I don't like
They
that.
was
I
very
don't like that.
disgusting.
I
Those
got
women
some
that
people
told you
up there in
that
New York too.
was very, very, very disgusting. Because when my whole purpose of living, like once I leave work, I want to go home and lay with my husband. I can't even not lay with my husband. My sleep quality is the worst if him and I are working like opposite. Like I cannot even sleep. I sleep my best when I'm next to him, like feeling the heat off his body because I'm skinny. I feel warm, and just hearing his heartbeat, I feel protected. So for somebody to try to emasculate you by
Man, she,
saying that,
man, make me feel bad and shit. I
no, that's
like,
disgusting. That is definitely disgusting. And for you to seek out a woman by her demonstrating her level of femininity, the way she move, and that's like very good that you even want to look for stuff like that, because I too went before, like when I met my husband, he had to have children because I didn't want to see, like, okay, if I get pregnant by him, I don't want to risk being a baby mama. I don't want to be a statistic. I don't want to be somebody baby mama with all these kids, like a duck, and all of these kids quacking behind me. I didn't want to be like that. So I looked at how he treated his kids, and I was just like, okay, this is the perfect man for me. He loved his mom. He treated his kids right. I'm safe. So for you to look at a woman and say, I need to see her level of nurturing. She can be like a very hard woman, and you got to be careful because they can be a certain type of way in the beginning, and then they turn cold. So I caution you with these
yeah,
women. They're very manipulative. So I just, I hate that you went through that. I'm sorry as a woman. I just want to apologize to you, and thank y'all for having me. But God bless you, Stacks.
Yeah, man. I'm happy. I respect the fact that you didn't. Well, I hope it didn't. It don't sound like it changed you, because some people will allow stuff like that to change them, and they'll become a different type of person. So I respect you too, brother.
I appreciate it. Feel guilty about that. I don't know why, but
That's not on you because you
find a
probably.
love.
Go ahead,
Don't
Stack. That's
feel
not on you,
guilty.
brother.
Don't feel
That's
Yeah, that's
guilty.
not your
When
fault,
they
right?
realize what they did, what they missed out on, when they run into that man that when they're head over heels and want some affection and he back up and trust me, things come full circle. There's nothing wrong. They're gonna miss you one day. You
You
might
probably
even get an
feeling guilty
apology from
because
one
you
of them.
cared and you was being genuine. So
Yeah.
it happens sometimes.
No, and the
But
fact that they're
it's
doing that to
crazy.
you are women that lack probably every woman that did you like that, you need to confront them and ask them where was their fathers at. Maybe they didn't have a male role in their life to hug
When
them.
I leave, I leave. I don't even need an explanation. Like, I'm a Capricorn, so I just stack the bricks.
Yeah,
Like,
don't
we
confront
get
nothing.
revenge by just getting silent, and
Yep.
I'll forge a wall and stack the bricks so nobody had penetrated no more. But I still am a loving individual, and I want a woman to be like I want to smell her. I want her to smell my pheromones, and that's just what I'm built like, you know.
But that's crazy that women attack men for being men and doing manly things, and they use this trigger word, that's simp. I don't even know where that came from.
Yeah, Stack,
It,
you good. You
it
good,
it's
bro.
it's it's
Came from
crazy
women.
that they try to demasculate the man by insulting, his manhood.
You know
And
where it came from?
Toxic women.
No, it came from the Rainbow Coalition. That's where
yeah,
it came from. The feminist movement. That's where exactly where it's all this stuff
But
coming
women
from.
still went on board with it, so it's still the
The goal
woman.
is to
We
emasculate the
carry,
man and raise the woman. And
yeah,
I
but
know
we
this for a
use it.
fact.
They're not using it. We use it. So
Yeah,
even
but
if
what
they
I'm saying
created
is
it,
for
we're
a woman
carrying
to
it and
talk to
letting
a
it
man,
live.
but for a woman to talk to a man like that is disgusting. Real women in their real femininity is always going to allow a man to lead. Period. Period. And she's not going to, a real woman that exudes femininity and it's appropriated in her feminine sense, she's not going to try to challenge that man. She's not going to try to outman the man. She's going to allow him to protect and provide. And
I
she's going to
think,
yield to that.
Bobby, I think you're speaking in 1950. That's what you're
But
saying.
Ola, but
What
my husband do the same thing for me though.
no,
Like
what I'm saying is what you are saying is not what you will be saying. I'm telling you. What you're saying, I'm telling you, if you see the way they tear men apart, it scares me for my son. They would literally say men are trash, they are this. They say all sorts of things. Then I look at my husband. This is a BOK man. The same people that the same struggle you went through, this man went through it. I have sons.
But
So
Ola, is it safe to say that it's a certain type of BOK woman that do this? Because you know how I get down when it comes to these TikTok streets. You know
But
what
you're
they
a
call me because
unicorn.
I speak out against
You're a
these certain
unicorn.
type of women. You know
I
exactly who I'm talking
know,
about,
But
Ola.
I
you're
know,
not the norm though. You're a unicorn.
I know.
Okay? That's
Because
what
Right.
you have to understand. That's why it's always good to just speak general and not from a personal because there's a lot of unicorns that we be running into. That's not the norm of the woman. So when you guys choose to try to defend it, it makes no sense because like if you're looking around, you know that you're a special situation. You can't just go outside and find a bunch of yous.
yeah.
No,
That's
but I'm not
And
saying,
that's
but
the
I'm not
problem. They
saying that.
can't they can't
I didn't get this way. I'm not sitting up here and acting like I'm the creme de la creme. This came with work. And it's just people that have to do the work. So no one was born a certain type of way. You don't know me, just like I don't know you, and I know you were saying it in a respectful way. But what I'm saying is, I'm not giving these people no excuse mechanism, especially when
thank
it comes
you.
to a cultural thing. I'm
Yeah.
not giving a
If you
BLK
say,
girl no excuse mechanism. Get your effing act together. Stop talking back. Respect him. They're not getting no more passes, and that's why my account's about to go down
yeah,
because I don't
making
give them no
excuses.
passes. I don't give
I
them no
And try
excuses.
not to. You got to try not to. So what I realize on some of these platforms, we be needing to search. Like the brother Stack, what made you? What made you say what you just said? You kept it real with us. Why you share that with us?
Because of the topic we was talking about, right? And we was talking about
I'm saying you didn't have to. You didn't have to share that. You still shared it. What made you do that?
because I'm an open book and I'm very confident.
Do you think you'll go anywhere and do that, or nah? You wouldn't do that anywhere. Not, I
I
mean,
think,
not in the
I think the
world.
fact
Nah, I ain't mean in
think
the
the
world.
fact that the fact that y'all don't really know me, so the chances of like
I
me
got you.
being
So
affected by
right,
somebody
right,
throwing it to my face, I could just shut it down. It won't
right.
even make it.
That's why I figured. So we don't want you losing. We want the people that's trying to help navigate certain things to keep their space. I know it probably be difficult because you're trying to be real, but just try to keep it. Because I want to be a certain way. I get shut down, but when I come in here, the goal is for us to be able to try to communicate, sister. So if you can, try not to let your page get shut down because you have a certain type of crowd or a certain type of
Yeah,
people.
it's gonna go down. I'm not worried. It's just a matter of time, and I try my best. But I'm wrestling with like liberals, extremism, and people who don't like the truth, and so I'm okay with that. So I already got another page going.
Do you think you be getting through to people?
At this point, honestly, host, I don't care because as long as I know the difference between a man and a woman, that's all I care about. Whether they,
But you're trying to do it for a reason. I'm sure,
mm,
pretty sure.
I mean, I do what I can for, God say my sheep will hear my
I
call.
know.
So, that's kind of the principle that I
Yeah.
stand on.
You
You
Even
know,
if
reach
it
who you
gets
reach and you leave behind. God say wipe the dust off your feet. You leave those behind and you just keep it pushing.
I mean,
that's
you know
right.
what I
Even if you
said?
reach one,
At this point, this is where I conclude. With what I'm saying with ladies now, they have a problem with two people. Married women, they call them, oh, that's now flesh, something they cannot even stand for 1 minute. And then they have problem with men. And I come to an agreement of something I know. The more the woman have standard, men should have standard too. So I'm not bringing my standard down. If you don't fit in, don't put your leg in the shoe. Period as that. Everything you want demand, I'm gonna demand for something too. So if you demand for something from the start, there's not going to be a problem. There's not like, oh, I don't know. No, from the beginning, I'm telling you what I want. This is me. I'm going to be this. I'm going to be that. But this is what you are going to do too. If you're okay with it, fine. If you're not okay, please just take your bag and your baggages and just go. There's no problem about this because there's too many drama. When you tear people down and you're not only tearing them down, go and check. I've said it. I work in maximum prison for so long. I know what I see. Many brothers don't just snap; they push people there. Women, we don't know when to stop.
Mm.
We don't know. We even need help for a man to save us from ourselves, to tell you how we can be, and we are very manipulative. Very, very. We're gonna be talking to you. I've seen it. Every time they keep saying this. What's okay? Tell me what is hard in a man and a woman living together. You want a provider, a protector. This man is beating himself up. He's working hard. He's making everything happen. Just be submissive. Okay, submissive does not, I keep saying, being submissive does not mean you're a slave. It's respecting yourself. When you respect yourself, he's going to respect you. But you want to insult the man before you say one thing, you say 10 things. So how do you think the man is going to feel is in control? How can you have two drivers in a car? There's going to be an accident, and that's the problem. When you challenge a masculine, is an alpha. You cannot challenge an alpha. It's only one lion in the jungle. They cannot be two.
Oh, can I say something? And I really love you. I look up to you. Um, I don't even know if I don't even know if I can say this. There's no way I don't know how to say it, but don't you realize, Ola, that it's a difference between an African woman and an African American woman? Like I would caution my son if I had a son. I wouldn't even caution him. I would encourage him to date someone of your culture than someone of my culture because I feel like it's unreachable now. And I don't say that, whatever, like judge me. I don't even know how to say it no more. I'm just tired of walking on pin shells. It's too late for me.
This lady speaking, I wish you know how they used to tear her down.
No, but
They're
I'm just
gonna,
saying, Ola, like
I,
y'all have
I,
culture. Y'all have
I
culture.
understand. I understand. People said, oh, the way you guys are dear. What is the difference? What are you talking about? There's law, there's common sense. I don't understand why you say the way they are there. Because look at it, the whole world can go all the way. Everything can be over, but your family will be the only thing that will never leave you, your immediate family. You might not have money. The government might lock everybody. And then the only thing you have is your family. If
But
there's no
Ola, we
family,
don't have family here. A lot of
But
us
it's
have
not like
broken.
that.
We have. That's what I'm telling you, Ola.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. We have a lot of. You say family. Y'all are very family oriented, or Ola. What I'm trying to tell you, in the BLK, Black Americans, we have not have family. Sometimes the mother may be on rugs. Sometimes the father may be incarcerated. Sometimes the kids are raised by the grandparents, and sometimes the system raised them. We don't have what you have. So I'm
but,
asking, I'm really telling you that in my
but Bobby,
opinion,
look
in my
at you.
observation, it's too late for it's too late.
Look,
It's in my opinion, it's not salvageable. I feel like we in the prophetic stages of this stuff. I'm just keeping it real. It's gonna take God to save us,
Mhm.
Americans, now. Because
but
it's
I'm just look at the host. The host is a man. This man is not doing like somebody that is on drug. Look at you. You have husband. We have people that know what sense mean. That know what is right.
but Ola Stacks and the host is it's just like finding a diamond in the rough. Like seriously.
It's a needle in a
It's
haystack.
so it's a needle in a haystack. We have a lot more of ratchet, uncouth women that
Mhm.
those guys will have to try to tame, and, the host ain't gonna be so pretty if he have to go out there in the middle of the projects trying to get all those women together. He gonna come out looking like
That's for sure.
Right? Because I'm gonna tell you.
Heard
So
what
you have to get seasoned, right? A lot of men don't get seasoned until they're in their 40s and 50s, right? So because we go through experiences right now, I'm so in tune with God. I'm walking by faith right now, and a lot of the times, like when she said the American culture is too indoctrinated in the fabric of the belief system. You can see it because they don't believe in Christ. Like, so I'm not gonna push Christ on anybody. I keep that to myself because that's my faith. Nobody could deny me anything about that faith. And what I like about walking in faith is like it's you gotta build up internal stuff because the kingdom is coming, right? And for those who follow Christ. So I'm not even trying to get on here and talk about that because they'll shut it down. Like you see that the social media, they attract more towards the real. I mean, they attract more to the fake than the real, right? They like
Mhm.
key stuff, they like controversy.
Or
That's why you see
right. Yeah.
you don't see nothing about internal stuff that's going to help you save your soul or help you prosper as a man. And that's a sad thing.
It
And a
is
lot of
because
times, a
yeah.
lot of our women, you can't even get them under the collar for God. So you start talking about God, they be like, I ain't doing that because you going to want me to do this, you going to want me to do that, and I don't want to give up this. You know what? If you don't want to give up something, right? I gave up everything for Christ, right? I gave it up because blessed is the man who endures temptation. I'm blessed. And I love being blessed and anointed. A lot of people in America, they don't care about that. And then you go to some of the churches, that's a lot of most of the sin is going on in there. Like it's a lot of things going on in the churches. So I visit a church, but at the same time, they walk in God and they walk in faith. And when I say walking in faith, I mean, you got to develop a mindset of living holy, right? I don't do nothing right now. No porn, don't smoke no drugs, no alcohol. And then in my word, this is a great thing for my spirit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel what Porcelain said was so true. You people don't want to live holy. They want to be on drugs. They want to have sex. They want to do everything the sin. They want to live the life of sin. I don't. I've learned, and that's where I'm at in my walk. So you know, so I just feel great where I'm at, and I just love connecting with people that's like minded. I'm not saying everybody got to be a sinless person because I don't judge, but try to walk in the spirit. It's so gratifying towards the soul.
Yeah, and that's
I
the
have to
part.
say
Good
this.
word, brother.
As somebody who has perspective from Africa, right? And also have perspective half and half my life in Africa, the
That's
other
right,
half in
precious.
America.
Yeah, that was
I do
good.
believe you still have good men and women in this country. You don't need to leave this country to go find a good man or woman because may I speak, please, Ola, without
Oh, sorry,
laughing
I
at
didn't
me?
even know I mute. Sorry.
She
Okay.
ain't know she was.
Okay. So what I'm saying is this, even if you were to go from America to go find a spouse abroad, you still have cultural differences. You're not fully equally yoked. So it's gonna be a problem. What I would say is this. The issue I find is we focus too much on the people with bad behaviors, and then the women or men with good behaviors are overlooked. What would actually happen if we reverse it and we focus a lot more on these wholesome women, women who are not having children out of the wedlock, who are responsible, who are good-hearted, and we give them more attention than these women who are doing the opposite. That's the problem. I don't know if you've ever worked with children, right? In a group, there's always that one kid who's a little naughty, right? And he does it because he gets even a negative attention. Attention is attention. And what I learned with children is you reverse it. You give the ones who are behaving the treats, the rewards, the recognition. And guess what? That one who's misbehaving is like, wait a minute, I'm not getting the attention the way I used to get it. So I better get on the behavior, good list kind of a thing. So I think there's good women. They're here. I know them. I've seen them even on these panels. I can tell they're good, wholesome women. They're polite. They have good ideas. You know what I'm saying? They're not out here showing their goodies on the internet. You know what I'm saying? They're just really wholesome women, but they don't. That's not what gives attention. So let's just reverse it and see what happens. I promise you can correct most of these problems.
Yeah, but I can agree to disagree with you. Like, I'm American, so just like you say that there's some good women out here, they also live double lives. They also have ulterior motives. They also have rigorous standards in how they vet men. If the man not making a certain type of money, or if he's not doing something down, something whatever they want to, they're not in agreement with it. Versus guy going overseas, she's going to be happy. And it's no disrespect to any of y'all because I've seen, shows and different things on the internet. I haven't been to Africa, but I've seen certain things on the internet and I have friends that went, well, to South Africa. It was beautiful. I saw stuff over there. But those women would be more appreciative of a man character and how an American man character, if he's a decent guy, than a black nobody, than a American woman over here. And if
No.
I'm telling a lie, the passport bro epidemic wouldn't be so outrageous like it was if I'm telling a lie. They're going abroad to get a wife. Just like some BLK women that has these attributes that you speak of, guess what? They're leaving BLK man for YT man or Italians or anything else. They are. So what you're saying is an exception to the rule. But anytime I come up here and I say all, it, you know, everybody want to bash me, and now I say some. And it's like, oh, well, some of us, not all of us, some of us, we all know that there's some because I'm not talking about myself in this situation, but we have to keep it real. Like these women out here are turned up. They they love the promiscuity culture. The music that they listen to is like mantras in their head. And they repeat these things and they want to behave like them. Look at how Cardi B can drop a new song and now every woman in the world want to get their lick back.
That's the problem right there.
You know what? That's the power of Satan. There, Satan is definitely got music locked down. He's in the air.
Oh,
Can
everything
I
you
say
telling
something?
me. Yeah.
It's so funny to me. I don't know if Porcelain said this earlier. Somebody that was married was saying something about how they would never want to be single based upon what's going on in the single world right now.
That was me.
That was you. I feel
Yeah.
I feel the same way. Because here's the thing: of my whole year, I've been on this earth for 60 years. I have never seen so many single people. There's good people out there and all that other stuff, but they still single as hell. How are all these single people looking for somebody and what?
That part.
And
That part.
even and I have to be honest too. When I hear people that's single that say that kind of stuff, I totally ignore you.
Because they ain't looking for nobody.
The reason why I ignore you is because if you really believe that, then why don't you have somebody?
Thank you.
That's like a contradiction.
It's a big contradiction. So just, I mean, single people, not all single people, but a lot of single people I hear talk, I just ignore you. I just talk to my 4-year-old grandson.
They want to stay single. They just don't want the responsibility that come with it.
That's the problem. That's the thing. They just one thing. I've seen somebody on this panel saying, "I just want a man for a month. I just want a man for every month. I don't want to." When they speak something like that, it sounds some kind of way to me. You want a toy, a man every month. You see, that's not somebody that is serious right there. So I don't. And again, another thing is this: every man wants his own. He wants his own thing. This is my child. You know what I'm saying? But then you have to be careful the person you're sowing that child with. These people, the way they talk, I'm so scared. Women are supposed to be nurtured. I don't understand how it was. My husband used to say something. He said, "If I don't marry you, I don't think I'm gonna marry. I never see myself as a married man." In like 20 years ago, I never see myself because with what is going on, no, I'm not. That want nobody to put me under no child support, nothing. He's always said, "I'm always scared." Why do you think they're scared? They're scared because of what? How can a man look at it? My son want to become a doctor. Think about it. A child is going to work. The parents are going to invest on him, and that child grow up. He started working. He married you for 5 years. You have a child, and then the next thing you want to take 95% of his life. That is where the problem is. People just snap. Like 95% of my life is going, you see, because they are not intentional. When it comes to marriage, I keep saying, I didn't say people should go for abuse. But again, how do you become an abuser? You always see who you are. It's law of attraction. You attract you. If you are a liar, you attract liar. But the good people that is in front of them, they don't see because they are blind internally. They are not spiritual. So they don't see it. And that's the problem. Who is vetting this man that they are meeting? So now this Cookie and Rere that they meet broke their heart. And then they do transfer aggression. And every man that comes their way, they literally destroy them. And that's the problem. So they don't know what they want.
This is the thing. A lot of them is in relationships of convenience. It's convenient. They might fit a scenario that somebody can have on their side, but they not into these people like they trying to portray. It's all just a moment. And the crazy part is you have a lot of these women. I said this earlier. You got a lot of these women that they label themselves as bosses, independent. Don't no real man want to come home to a boss. That your whole mindset, it repels real men away from you. And then you sit there and say, when somebody call you out on it, and then the first thing you say, "Oh, I got 5, 6 men, that good men that's trying to get." Well, why you haven't picked one? Why you haven't picked one of these 5, 6 men that you claim that you got? You got 5, 6 men ready to go on your phone. Yeah, they ready to take you to a room. These is not no potential life mates. It's not. And some women are so delusional with how they look and what they achieved, and the men that really would be on their side and make them shine like a diamond. They don't want to deal with all that. They don't want to deal with that because that entitlement. It's like you have to submit when you get into a real relationship with a real man. And most women, that repels them. Just the thought of submitting to a man, because they so used to battling with men. about some
You know
of
where a lot of that delusion comes from? So so when you see famous people, right? And so this kind of like shapes people's minds, especially women, right? So if you see a couple, let's say Amber Rose and Kanye West, right? So the storyline on that was beautiful woman snatched up out of a strip club, right? And that he put her on his arm. He's going to her with all these events, gave her access to celebrities, right? But he didn't wife her, didn't put a ring on her finger, right? A lot of women misconstrued that as, oh, I could do the same pattern. And then Cardi B is the same type of situation. It's a slew of other women that go into the strip club and they try to put themselves in the same vein as you put a wife, right? And not only that, then you have the reality shows of the housewives from here, housewives from NBA, and all of them women in all of those reality shows are depicted as jet setters that spend a lot of money and got men and got money, but you don't see the fabric of the character of these women. You see the character of them, and it looks very vain, very, I would say, superficial, right? And that's what's out there. And so my daughters, I was noticing they was into these reality shows, and those reality shows were shaping their minds. And I started asking them questions, and guess what they was telling me? The stuff that they was seeing on those things, I had to really intervene and step in and be like, listen, that's not reality, love. And I'm gonna tell you, if y'all want her, I had to sit my two youngest daughters down, who are now 18 and 17. And so I always have conversations with them when they was just turning teenagers of how they felt about, because when girls start getting, paternal or whatever, I started wondering, do y'all want families? Do y'all want a husband? Do y'all want kids? And they were saying, yeah, but then they don't want the attachment. Like with a husband, they don't want that responsibility. And I felt that was being very toxic. And they was getting it from social media. They was getting it from the television. That's why I be telling people how important the television is. And it really shapes your kids' minds, right? And if I could do it over, man, with my mother, I would have probably tried to stay away from certain television shows that put in my mind, because I ain't gonna lie, when I was young, television was so influential that it had me thinking that white people didn't even doodle or fart. You know what I'm saying? I thought they was perfect human beings. Like, because the way it was depicted to me, you would see them with the blonde hair, driving in the Brady Bunch, right? That was such a perfect family, and we never seen nothing like that until the Cosby Show, right? So I'm like, when the Cosby Show came out, I'm like, yo, what is this? A doctor and a lawyer? They living in a brownstone. They got kids going to college. The black community never seen nothing like that. We seen good times, and the most we seen on the successful side probably was the Jeffersons. But just to show you how television can shape the mind of the youth is dangerous. The music, the television. Look what all these girls doing now. And I'm not taking shots at any women up here because I don't even know how y'all look. But you see the women and the boys too. The women's costume is those hairs, the baby hairs and all of that, the piercings of the noses, all of them are looking the same, like carbon copies. There's no individuality right now. And it's sad. We in a place of, like, I think apocalyptic, like it's almost like it's gone, it's over. Like they said it, I think it's done, yo. So I kind of agree with what the young lady was saying about it's over. You know what I'm saying? It's no to save who you can save type of situation.
Yeah. I wanted to actually put a poll up to ask that after she said it, and now you said it, but I haven't learned how to do it. It's a way to put a poll up to ask, do you think we can save this where we at, or do you have hope? It sounds like Thriving still has a level of hope for us. And I think she right. I used to think, like, if all of us just fell to our knees and prayed, like the whole world. This was years ago. I used to think like this when I was more hopeful, much more than I am now. But I like, if everybody just fell to their knees and just prayed, I think we created an energy. But that's like a thought, because how could that even happen? Because we so disconnected. So I really wanted to put that poll up. I'm over here trying to read it and see how to do it. Go ahead. I just wanted to say that because y'all both was talking about the same thing. Go ahead, Miss Allie.
But you know what? Here's the thing. There's such a deep hatred for BOK men. Even your suggestion of us all getting on our knees and just putting our hands up and praying. Don't be telling us what to do. Don't be trying to be controlling. Y'all always trying to tell us what to do. All that stuff. I'm gonna say this real quick because I'm gonna jump off because I didn't woke my husband up. I don't want to be put out tomorrow.
It's getting late.
Yeah, let me just say this.
That crazy eye right now.
Yeah. So here's the thing too. There's two things that I've noticed that's really blocked BLK women from being successful. They lie to each other so much. If they could just stop lying to each other, the lies that they tell each other is what has empowered them. That's what's prompted the sisterhood. They lie to each other all day about everything. And then another thing too that really gets on my nerves: these professional patients, the ones that's always talking about they in therapy and all this other therapy they've been through, and all they talk about is therapy, but ain't making no progress. The ones that say, "Oh, I'm gonna sit down and work on myself, and now I'm gonna be celibate." Y'all, for anybody in the comment, if I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you. Just stop. Just stop it, because that is that I always say there. It seems like there's some undiagnosed mental illness with a lot of our BLK women, and this whole thinking, this whole mindset, just how. And here's the thing: if you feel so empowered being toxic and crazy, if it's not giving you a good outcome, wouldn't that tell you this ain't the way to go? But for some reason, they just won't get it. And I don't feel hopeful anymore. I just don't. And I'm a very optimistic person, but I don't feel hopeful anymore at all. And I feel sorry for the brothers that are looking for good women, because there's some mentally ill BLK women out here. So
that's why most men that do have all their stuff together, you starting to see them stay alone now. You know, they gave up. They got their own crib. They got their own, their jobs. They take care of their self, because you get to a point where you like, is this like a transaction again? Like, wait a minute, no, I ain't got time for this. So then the men lose so much if the relationship doesn't work. And what I mean by that, if he's dealing with a woman with kids, okay, the time y'all been in this relationship, he done invested time, money, and he done invested helping you raise these kids. So now y'all break up. He don't have no access to even see if the kids doing okay, if they graduated. All that's just swept away. Once the woman decides, she's gone. So it's a lot of emotions that men don't speak about when they dealing with a lot of these women out here nowadays. And women, they just dismiss what we go through because they look at us as men. Oh, y'all can handle that. No, sometimes we can't.
That's right.
Here's
the thing: they know everything but don't have everything.
Okay, so another thing that is very surprising.
I'm gonna jump off. I'm sorry to interrupt you, I just want to say I'm jumping off.
Sissy.
Good night, Sissy.
Good night.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
So, the funniest thing, when I was talking, and then I get, this thing was what I'm saying. As a lady, you don't get ready. You don't prepare for battle when the enemy are at the back of your compound. Is something we prepare. Being a woman, like a woman that believes in marriage, and this thing has nothing, is everywhere. There is a certain of input of parents into the children to let them know. Because if you have a father, you should know one day you will become a wife. Because I really don't get the logic around it. If you have a father, you should know that one day you're going to be a wife. And then as you grow older, your mother will be saying it and saying, look at you. Oh, one day you're going to become somebody's wife. Is this the way things like that? as these younger ladies are growing up, I'm telling you, this thing is from the foundation. The foundation is very bad. When the foundation is destroyed, there's nothing you can build on it. How do you see? You cannot give what you don't have. When they don't have the foundation, the basic things that these people were supposed to know. It started from how a lady should walk, how you should sit down. When a girl sit down some kind of way, we tell them close up. Those are the things. So when all these things is missing, you think it's minor things, but all these things contribute to the growth of a lady to become a woman. You don't know how to walk, you drag your feet. The way you walk, you bend to one side. When you want to talk, nothing comes good from your mouth. You're chewing gum. You know, all those things. Every younger lady, we all want to have some habits. But guess who don't let us have those habits? Our parents. Is either the mother. Somebody's in the family that's going to put your ass down and said, no, what kind of habit is that? Can you stand straight? Can you walk properly? You see, when all those things is missing, there is a problem. That girl can never get it right. And you cannot teach her because you can only teach, you can only fold, a fish that you just get from the river. You can never fold a dry fish. If you try to fold a dry fish, it's going to break. So if you try to teach her, she will never listen because she's an adult. So we teach all these things. That's what I'm talking about. Cooking, all those small things. Sweeping. When you said, that's a red flag for somebody from the part I come from. When the man is talking, I said, I can never cook for you. That man will tell you, okay, he will never come to your house again. Never. So those are the vetting things. If a lady said, I can never cook for you. So what is the love? People that you love, you can even give. If you love somebody, do you know how many girls that give their kidney to their fiancé? That's love right there. But ordinary cooking, you said you cannot cook. It's not like you don't know how to cook it. But why will I cook for you? You are not my husband yet. But at least I want to know if you know how to do this thing. What if you don't know how to? See, and that's the problem. Men have a lot to lose when it comes to breakup. That's why they need to vet very well. If I'm a man from this country, I bet it. I will go to your house. I'll come and visit you. I want to see how you guys are doing. I will come at least 2, 3, 4, 5 times to see how your mama is doing, how your papa is doing, how your compound, the way you speak to your brother. I need to know because I have a lot to lose. I'm not doing because it's beyond the beauty. If your attitude is ugly, you cannot be my wife. I'm sorry. Because you're going to get old. The beauty is not going to be there. What is going to attract a man in the long run is the attitude. So it's so sad. It's sad. They literally break the back. No, I think you just put on, I think it's your network.
Oh, you stopped talking.
Yeah, it's so sad. They're gonna call somebody like me a pick me. Oh, you married the brother because of green card. I've been married to this person. It's gonna be 21 years. I don't understand what they're
Being
doing.
called a pick me is a compliment.
Yeah, they call me pick me. Oh, you are doing a slave for a BOK man. How do you marry that man? Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be beating you up. You see, that's the mentality. How can they beat me up? When I respect myself, I know when to talk. I know how to say things. I just don't, how are we going to get to the point of insulting each other? Tell me. Because when you don't want to back out, you want to confront a man that you cannot.
Listen, when you get to a point where when women are becoming like unruly and they don't want to like adapt to like the the natural order is God, man, woman, and child. So they can't adapt to that and they want to be independent and I don't need no man. And if we actually separate ourselves from y'all and y'all feel what it feels like not to have men around, like, helping you and protecting you. Well, some women feel that way because they never had a man in their life protect them. So they feel like all men are, the enemy in a way. So I don't know. I feel it's unfortunate that when some women grow up without a figure like that to give them that covering, I think it's doing this disservice, and I wish every woman could experience a covering, that's a man of God that really know how to take care of a woman, so she could stop feeling like all men ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's just a sad way they end.
I think it's their mama's fault. I'll keep saying it.
Children
I
need their
think that
father.
right. I was about to say I think it too. Like these kids need their fathers, and nowadays they don't have a lot of it. They're looking at social media, and it's terrible. These young girls. I mean, they think that sexy red and it's the
Ooh,
influences, and
better.
unfortunately, these
Thanks, man.
they don't have grandmothers anymore. They don't have big mamas. They don't have nobody really teaching them. Kids are having kids. Yeah, my mom had me when she was young. She did. But my grandmom was also there too. There was older women that showed. Now grandmoms don't want to be grandmoms no more. Grandmoms don't want to teach nobody nothing. The way grandmoms are now 40. Like
Yeah, they
that's not
can't.
common. You know what I mean?
35.
It's yeah, I get nah. You right about that. Like 35 is absolutely accurate.
You
It's
know,
scary,
that Sexy Red is an implant. You know what I'm saying? She definitely,
right?
Her
Yep.
and Sukiana.
My boyfriend says that he says that they are implanting them into this industry for destruction
yeah,
purposely. They're used. They're being used. Yep.
that's right. You
Yep.
could tell
Yep.
she's an
Yep.
implant.
Ignorant.
You don't got no
Yep.
talent. Come on, man.
Yep.
Even the children. Nobody is challenging the children. People want to drop their children in school so badly. They drop them in school. When the teacher say they do something, they go to school and go find the teacher and said, "Oh, why do you do this to my child?" You see, that's the problem. And then when the children come back from school, nobody is asking them, "What do you do in school today?" They just drop their bag and nothing is happening. I'm telling you, all those small, small things, it
Mm-hmm.
matters. It matters because children are the leaders of tomorrow. They have to have a lot of input in those kids. Because I don't see how my 17 turning 18 is going to stand, even though he's taller than I do. I have a small body. It will never stand and said, "Mama, how are we going to get there? Combative. How?" That is called respect. Respect. I cannot even bring that boy to become a man. I can't. But still, the fear of a parent is there. That is respecting yourself as a mother, and then your children. You tell children not to steal, but you, apart from of you telling them, they have to see you not stealing yourself. You cannot tell them something and do something. You're messing them their brain. So I really don't understand these people, and they will come and say, "Oh, our VO came and we stand with them." How do you stand with them if you are putting them outside? You divorce the men and you marry the government because of a peanut. The system is messed up. It's messed up and they let it happen. They tried it with me 10 years ago with my son. How my husband is abusive. My son did something, he did sleeping him. The next thing from the school, they came to arrest him. Before we know it, court. When I get to the court, I was so mad. Everybody was begging. You would think somebody actually passed. The judge said, "Sorry, where are you from?" I said, "I'm from Africa." He said, "Oh, now I get it." Because I never let them speak. I was going back to back. I'm like, if you have to lock him in, you're locking me and my children, all of us in a cell. Because you are very quick to put a tag on a man. You want to put him to prison so badly. What did he do? His son. If this son end up tomorrow, go to school and do something, you're going to call him out. And now he's trying to make him sit upright. There's a problem. He never abused this boy. He never. I said, "You better take the boy and leave my husband for me." You just take him. That is what he wants. He went to school and speak. So take him. I will give him to you. But my husband is coming home with me because I don't know I'm going to take care of the rest. Who's going to make them a man? And they're telling me, "Oh, the government is going to give you 2 bedroom." No, I don't want the 2 bedroom. I better be sleeping in a storage with him than take the 2 bedroom.
Yo, Play's prize was still here. Play, come back. Ah.
I think that in America, though, in the 80s, it was designed that way. It was designed that way for our black men to be pushed out of the home. You know, it's been ingrained in that
That's a
for us
fact.
to not need quote unquote men for stability. Our black men were pushed out of our lives
That's
by
right.
the government that started this divide. It didn't
Yep.
just start, it's been happening from then, from a long time ago. Whenever women with children, if you had a husband, quote unquote, he didn't live with you, or you couldn't get any assistance. So, what did you have to do? Manipulate, force the man out. They've been brainwashing.
But Tanisha, you are valid in what you're saying. But isn't it funny how it only affected the BLK community? Because the YT women didn't do that. They got all the assistance and their man was still there in the house.
Mm-hmm.
I think you
I
would
agree.
go.
I agree. Yeah, I'm saying they allowed it though. You know what I mean? Because if you really look statistically, they're on it more than we are. But that's
Facts.
not
But
what's
we're the face of it.
portrayed. But
Right.
that's not
But
what's portrayed.
I think you would go deeper though. I think systemically, because I'm a historian, I like to do a lot of reading. So
Mhm.
you could take it back to slavery because the black man has been indoctrinated to um, um, run from a lot of different situations, and you could tell from the time we were being hung up for looking at white women, or just not even looking at them, but if they said you looked at them, or they could claim that
Yep.
you
Hmm.
sexually assaulted them, or just any claim, then we were being hung and lynched, right? So, and then even women and children blown up in churches and all that. So, I think that it's systemic. It goes way, way back, and then you could see the indoctrination in government, other forms when it says like, they tell the women with two kids like, yeah, you can't get this government assistance because you got a man living there, so you got to kick him out. And he's not getting a job because economy doesn't got him getting a job because guess what? The YT man have the jobs, and
They hire us because they know we're no threat and
right,
keep you
and
guys
they get
docile and
right,
under
they even giving jobs to the Asians and they giving jobs to everybody else but the BLK man. So now economically,
She
we
needs it.
couldn't
She
find
needs
jobs,
help. Hmm.
right? And then
yeah,
we
but
pushed pushed us to Vietnam, come back, we got to deal with heroin addiction, and then it's systemic. Everything's systemic. Then we got the heroin addiction, and then guess what they throw at us going deeper into it? They throw the HIV epidemic with the crack epidemic at one time.
right.
Hmm.
So
And
it's
that was purposely
And that was
planted, just like the
planted. Yep.
Tuskegee
Yep.
experiment.
Planted. Yep.
Yes. So that's why when
we
there's a lot
always
of
been
talking
dealing with is
points,
epidemics, our whole culture. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
yeah. But that's why sometimes when I'm on here and you hear the talking points where it's like it's all the BLK man's fault about certain things that's going on, it's like, dude, like, how do we keep blaming them over the bigger picture? Like, we could say that we need to start holding ourselves more accountable to create a change, but to blame them is ridiculous. Even with what happened when we're talking about what happened back in the 80s, us as the BOK woman, we could have chose to just we it's not like we didn't know when the worker was coming. So we could have just made sure that their clothes were folded, put away. Like you literally went as far as to literally put them out over this. And that's where the problem is. Like we could have approached it like we know that they're going against our BOK man. So
That's
we're
the
gonna choose
thing.
to play the system. We're gonna choose to make it work for our household. That's fine if I have to tell you he's not here, but he is here as long as the household knows it. We could keep lying to them,
No.
but we didn't want to stick together in those type of ways for our BOK man.
But she wanna put that man out for another person to come in and sleep. Guess what? When this thing happens to me 10 years ago, do you know what they were telling me? Oh, we're gonna give you a shelter, your children alone. I said, so what of my husband? They said, we're gonna let you know that. I throw myself on the floor. I said, no, there's no way. But one thing I noticed is this: that very day, if I said yes to that stupid offer that they are trying to give to me, that is how this man is gonna be out of our life. So it's going to be somewhere again. And look at it. Then it become casualty again. But if the women say, no, I don't want, I would rather struggle with my husband than getting this. How much are they giving them? 9,000. The money is not much. It's not a lot of money. So I don't understand how people think 2,000, 3,000 can.
Neither is child support. It's like you taking them to court for it. You're not gonna see all of that. You would have did better to just work it out with him.
That's what I'm saying. They will have do better. Look at it now. How many years have we been together? We have 2 houses, everything. We work together. We're able to save. My son is going to college. We were able to save for even the junior one that is even in mid, that is even in junior high school. We were able to save for them because we put hands together as a team. Just let him have peace so he can provide. He can function very well.
Y'all know what they want from us? I'm gonna give it to you real deep. This is what they want from us, right? They want the black man's soul, right? And when I say they want our souls, it's because if you look at history, if you a historian, you could study, you got to start with Africa, the motherland. And you got to start when I say start with Africa, the motherland, is because that's the beginning of the civilization, right? In the beginning of the civilization, they want the soul of the black people, the black man, because we can endure so much. It's like the melanin in our skin, everything on us is just godlike. You could just tell, right? So that's an envy that they have. And if you want to ask me, the world was built on everything that came from Africa. The natural resources from Africa, iron, zinc, diamond, gold, all that came from Africa, right? They built Europe from the everything that came from Africa, the natural resources. And it gets deeper. There's something, it's like a stone that's missing. I don't think y'all probably think I'm crazy, but I'm really not crazy. A lot of the movies make sense. That Wakanda movie, that Black Panther, is it, bro. That's the truth. They just telling you it makes it seem like it's a fantasy, but Wakanda and that Black Panther movie was the truth about vibranium and all that. It's something that they don't want us to. It's a resource
Even the
that
Avatar.
right.
The
If we
Avatar.
get right, and that's real. So people don't want to believe that, but I believe it wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Even recently, they find out. I don't know whether you see it. I'm going to post that thing on my page. I tried to post it. They are not letting me. About inverter. You know that film Inverter? You know where that tree that they were getting the power from? You know the tree? The inverter. I don't know whether you know that film.
Yeah.
You know that film? So, because everybody they use in that film, the author was saying where he actually gets those characters from. Then an activist go into the country and bring out the picture, how they look, the painting they used to put, and then it makes sense. And then this person was able to locate a tree. I'm like, no wonder. Guess what? Under that same tree that they're talking about, they just detected a new mineral, which it was really, really expensive. It's a new thing. A new thing now. Even in Nigeria recently, they detected a new thing. So you see, that's the problem right there.
Oh man, it's just sad. Oh God, it's disgusting.
What's worse is that we don't know. The majority of us don't know. We don't know how to stick together.
That's
For
just
real.
crazy about it.
We don't want to hear it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You know why we don't want it? Because it's the indoctrination of what they feeding us. Like it's just, oh my God, I'm
Did
so
you see the new thing? Oh, Africa people are poor. Oh, they say they don't like you. Oh, Africa people said you guys are this. And then they said, oh, do you know what the black Americans said? They say you guys are poor. But what did African Americans say? Oh, they said the American or African people said.
I have experienced African women though that were
I was just
just
about to say that. Mm-hmm.
rude for like
Yes,
no
yes.
reason.
Yes, that's what
Told
I'm
me
saying.
told me I
But
was
I think it's
entitled.
cultural. Yeah, I think it's
Yep, they told me I
also,
was
yeah.
entitled. They
Even
was like, how
African
do you,
men, yep, even
yeah, how do you
African
live
men,
here?
they were like,
Yeah,
they told me when I smile too much, I talk to people too much. African
Yes.
women don't do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
We, and the same thing from women. And sometimes someone told me, she said, we look down upon,
yep.
she told me
It's
that
the
American
we,
women.
language barrier.
that people from there look down upon us because they believe we have everything and we're lazy.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
You
Yep.
see, that
Yep.
thing that you hear that right there is the white people that bring it to Africa. They bring that nonsense, and guess what they do? Then they take the picture of the poor people from Africa and they're showing it to people here. People, I've seen somebody telling me, "Do you guys have a tower? Do you have do you have a plane? Do you have I mean, a different kind of question in 2025?" I'm like, why are you seeing us like that? And then the language barrier. When I say what, many people tell me, "What's that? That's insultive." I said, "No, what mean I don't hear what you're saying, or I'm asking you something." Oh, you guys, when I say you guys, it's the same thing as your, the way you guys used to sound. So, you see, this thing is just to make sure people don't get along. In order for you to focus on the real thing, just continue to fight. Just continue to fight on useless thing. Tell me, how do you think I can take reparation with this my accent in this country? So you see,
Right.
it's not making no sense. Oh, you guys are getting on the line of the reparation. You want to get it. How can I get it with this accent? But again, they put the propaganda out so that people will keep fighting and not focus on what. See, BOK men, they are the most strongest being that has ever existed. If these people were given opportunity to stand up, they can rule a country, but they will not ever let it happen.
That's why they keep us divided.
That's what I'm
Because they
saying.
know, they know, they know. We
How
don't know.
strong these people can be. Very strong. I work in maximum prison, so I know when you see a brother standing, when they
You work
said
in a maximum prison?
I work in
Oh,
many maximum prison before.
I
Shawanga,
thought,
will kill
oh,
many.
Hold up, what? That's in New York, though.
Yeah, I live
I
in
thought
New
you was
York.
from Africa. I was in those prisons.
No, I was just joking when I said Africa.
Oh my god.
oh.
No, she
You have to
said she
say,
lived here.
oh my gosh, she
No,
fooled
she
us.
said she lived. No, I heard it a long time ago. She said she lived
Well,
here.
I live in Ireland,
In Africa?
1 for 15
So what
good
you was
years.
working in Shawanga? What you was doing there?
I'm a nurse.
Oh, okay. Wow. I
But
used to be
guess
in prisons. I used to be in all of them prisons upstate New York.
You see, Shawangak, Walk Kill, Fish Kill, all the way to Awami, all those places, you know. And you see, brother, when they were saying, oh, if the immigrants go, they're going to use the prisoner to farm. I'm looking how that is going to happen. Because
Yeah, they are. It's
we have
called I think that's the 14th Amendment when you get a crime committed, they could use it for slavery. It's like 14th Amendment. They could put you to work for that.
but guess what? I wonder how that is going to work. Because we have some people that are Russia, they don't even speak English. They will be looking at you. Their hand, they can literally take somebody's head off. So I want to see how that is going to work. I'm like, you don't even know what you're doing. I don't know. They just need these people to get up. Why do we keep people in prison? Many people, if you hear their story, is from one stupid things to another, something that can be prevented. But guess what? When people don't have direction, they do some kind of way. There have to be a structure. There's always a rule to every game, a rule to every family, a rule to anything. But guess what? People don't even follow the rules, and it's hard. The women are not agreeable, they are not cooperative. You can't talk to them. It's hard.
She ain't lying. They hard headed. They don't want to hear nothing. It's my way or the highway. You don't want to listen to what I'm saying. No, baby, just listen. If I'm telling you something and I deal with you like that, I ain't gonna tell you nothing wrong. I ain't gonna put you in no harm. If I'm telling you something, just listen. Just listen. It's that simple. They don't want to do it. It's what my mama told me, man. Miss me. Your mama wasn't nobody. She wasn't nothing.
Yeah, your mama wasn't ish.
The mama don't even know nothing at all. And ask a lady.
I hear on the women's side too, women be complaining that they're being blamed for everything, and then men are also complaining that they're being blamed for everything. It seems everyone, basically what we have is the puppet has already left the room, and the puppeteers are pointing fingers at each other.
But
If we know who the true enemy is, why are we not joining forces against that enemy?
no, there's nothing. That's not
Cause
being
y'all let them corrupt
Because
y'all
we're
mind with
because
food
we're
And we
stamps
assassins.
and
and it's
Section
also a
8 and all
losing
that.
battle at this point.
Independent. That's independence come from a white man. Like I don't mean to get up here and talk like
You gotta say
no
YT.
one no woman is independent. You supposed to do that for yourself anyways. We don't want to hear about I got my own. You supposed to have your own. You grown. Well, I
Thank
want to
you.
come in with somebody that ain't got nothing going on. What that mean I mean I'm gonna have a pull I'm gonna have to do everything and deal with all your nagging. No, we're not doing that. Yeah, you need to have your own. That's great. I applaud any woman that got her own.
You know
Yes,
what's
you ain't
so
gotta
real
deal with
though?
nothing.
The
You got your
colonizers,
own, baby.
the
You got
colonizers
your own.
understand. They understand psychology, right? So when you studying the human behavior, you feeds people's uh people addictions, right? So psychology wise, they know that
Man, don't nobody want to deal with no broke woman, man.
Do you know that?
I'm saying they feeds people addictions. Like so if you know
Man, go
vanity,
be great, sweetheart. All the ladies up here, go be great. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different. Go be great for
That's what I'm
yourself, not for
saying.
nobody else.
Do you
And
know
watch
that?
how many people watch what you attract when you doing what you doing for yourself. Watch how many people you attract. And then you know how to deal with it. Okay, I don't want to deal with this person. I want to deal with this person. You ain't got to go chase nothing. It's gonna come to you. People gonna see you glowing. Like, damn, that be she glowing, boy. God, they gonna pull up on you. We men.
Do
Come
you know
on,
what
man. What are y'all talking about,
the
man?
another thing that I noticed the BOK women are doing now? They are see our sisters. Many of people that are coming from Africa, when they get here too, I've seen it very well. For some reason, I don't know how. Because I tell people I've been traveling for 30 years. How do you think you can corrupt my mind? You can never corrupt my mind because I have my own mind. My father actually put a lot of good thing inside of me. Why would I throw it away for this person that is saying rubbish? They corrupt many people too, and they started saying, "We are free. We want to." Okay, what are you thinking? Okay, you're not free back home, but here now you're free. Let's see how father is gonna go through. And then our home people too are having the same problem in the Western here. Once they get here, there's a problem with those many, not all, but many too. They started saying, yes, my mother was oppressed, and in the Western, I'm free now. Look from who? I've seen somebody telling me, how can you be with one man for 25 years? Are you not tired of him? Why should I be tired of him when I have my children with this person? It's madness.
Well, the little bit of time that I was up here, I did enjoy you guys. The bigger play, I don't know if he's there or not.
It's coming in and out. Yeah, I did enjoy the conversation too, Melanin. I think our people, whether in Africa or here, if you are melanated, we've been through a lot historically, even currently. You just have to turn on the news and you'll see one of us being mistreated by the other side. So I know we face a lot of problems, but I think it's time we know what the problems are, so we need to come up with solutions at this point, you know?
Yeah. One day at a time.
Man.
Well, I enjoyed you guys. I'm gonna get ready to lay down.
Same, me too. You guys have a wonderful evening.
You too.
Okay,
There he
everyone be
is.
left like that.
The
I'm
bigger
sorry,
play.
y'all. Everybody gone. We're gonna be back tomorrow.
Tomorrow
Yes.
it is.
Okay. I appreciate all y'all. Y'all gonna get some rest.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. You do it the
Okay, I'll see
same.
y'all tomorrow at 5.
You clocked out
Good
now.
night.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Tomorrow, bye, Melanie. Bye, Thriving.
Bye.
Powerful. Thank you for being here every single day. We got so many to drop. When we catch up, I get back to the preludes. Bigger place. Subscribe, like, comment. Please subscribe. We here every day. Like, share, everything. Part 2 coming right up.
Pastors lying to the public, they ain't got the truth in them. Lights out, gas off, bootless, this city pimping. Blocks on fire cause the homeowners broke as fuck. Taxes up, water bill higher than a Civic truck. It's a bigger play, a bigger play. Death before dishonor is the only way. Yeah, I tried to follow but they led astray. Sorry but not sorry, can't